Hey guys, Oxford here of course, and today we're covering over the September update, the reinforcements, and today we're looking at the little thunder, the little lightning, and this is the tier 7 uh, Peter Baratheon ship, that's what they like to call it. it's Peter Baratheon. Alright, summer has to end, but Naval's battle don't. Naval's battles don't. Which is quite a good thing if you ask us. Well, of course, new update is closing in on us. So let's process all the elements we've prepared for you to make this autumn better than ever. Okay. We've got Order and Discipline campaign. You got Soviet campaign with the traditional 100 milestones, 5 weeks. Tier 7 premium cruiser Peter Baratheon. It's probably not. It's not Baratheon, but I'm saying it like that way. Barge with Ultimate Award, obtainable 2,500 balloons, usual. Based on a heavy red navy cruiser, so it's a heavy cruiser, quite formidable threat. Okay, that's very good. 9 180, basically Molotov-ish guns, and decent AA suite. Okay, so it's going to have good AA. Improved experience with the experience of naval battles of World War II in mind, so it's very late game, so it's going to have really good shells because they're World War II shells, I think. Maybe, I don't know. Maximum speed capped at 34.5 knots. There's a lot of flexibility in your positioning. A mix of strengths provide an interesting way to fill the battlefield rules. Try it yourself and see. Well, that'll be at the end of the update. We get big Soviet destroyers crate. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, the patch is okay. Can we zoom in? Patch is alright. Let's take a look. So, wars you'll get entered at without actively backing. A lot of good stuff. I'm not going to go over this. Value rewards. You guys can look at this in your own time. Soviet destroyers and early access. Okay. Next, come even better news, comrades. Goblins. 3 fresh off the dock, dangerous Soviet destroyers. Okay, let's see how I can pronounce this one. Sobraneskili? Russian for sharp. The tier 4 Boivoy? Russian for pugnacious. And the tier 5, and the Kiev, which doesn't mean anything apparently, at tier 6, waited for you in early access as an alternative branch. And then, obviously, the Utiloi for the tier 7, which isn't available this update. It'll be available in the next update, but it's there, and we can take a look at it later on. That'll be interesting. Yeah, 100%. So you get the crate, you get a mission per ship, you get a couple of doubloons for completing all the missions. That's if you're lucky enough to get the ship in a crate. And the warships will become essential after the next update. Yeah, and the next update with the Utiloi. KF. Check our upcoming feature blog post. So we'll have to look at that at some point later. The Kiev's going to be very fun, I think, definitely. More like a run. It's like a Cabral sort of play, but I think it's got good, actually decent torpedoes. So I think it's going to have a Russian DD line with actual decent usable torpedoes. I mean, the 4-kilometer ones are usable, but realistically, you're all about the guns. So this thing is going to have a nice mixture. Arena's coming back with 3 short time seasons this time. Okay, that's good. Short arena seasons is good. Arms race mechanic is an effective way to spice up flow battles. Okay, they're all happy with this arms race. Alright, so depending on season rules, with no carriers allowed whatsoever. Oof, look at that, whatsoever. Season rules and rewards according to your overall placements. Better you do, the more you get. Okay. Didn't really explain that properly. I was hoping to say, like, it's like the first 15 battles they did, that could be a thing, or if it's just the more you play, the more you get. It doesn't really say that. Include steel, yep, character, command insignias, crates, and more. Starts on the 9th of September, so be prepared. Detail in our blog post next week. I'm not going to click to do big trait here. So gets out of London, West Virginia, and Blaskovich. Blaskovich is kind of a power correct vote. London's not bad, and it's prefer the worst bite. Yeah. Alright, there we go. This is good. This is the real bread and butter here. Bread and butter here. Give me a minute here. Okay, so we're bringing a lot of changes this update. Include both nerfs and buff to popular and less ships. 13 in total. Commanders and skills, toning about some of the most effective ones, and improving those are underperforming according to our mighty spreadsheet. You notice that we touch 2 of the most popular destroyer inspirations, and that's done in hopes to offer more diversity when it comes to builds. However, the well-known combo will still provide the best concealment. That is the combo he's talking about is Swirsky and Bay. So let's see. Ship changes. USA. It's just 2 ships. Like USA is like one of the most balanced. Like there's so many changes you need for USA. And there's so many broken ships at the USA tier. There's Wichita. There's Baltimore's incredibly strong. Fletcher's incredibly strong. Cleveland as well. I just don't see why there's more changes. Why isn't there more changes for the USA? That's a very, 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 very strong nation. Okay, so Cleveland. Stock main battery load time was increased from 6.5 to 7. And major upgrades 6.6 to 6.5. So you're getting a 0.5 second buff, nerfs to your reload. It will help, don't get me wrong, it will help. But I don't really see how it's good, but I don't really see how that's really helping, because the whole thing about the Cleveland is it's DPM. So what you need to do is you need to nerf its range or nerf its shell arc. I think that's the best thing to do. Nerfing its reload is kind of questionable, because that's what makes the Cleveland unique, is its DACA power. It can go boom, 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 boom. It's not about, nerfing that makes it less unique as a ship. So I think you should do something with the HE shell arcs, or even the AP shell arcs as well, to combine. I think that's the better nerf for that boat, because it is incredibly strong. But the reload nerf is fine. It's only half a second as well, but we'll notice that in battle, definitely. Alaska. Radius of max dispersion of main guns decreased by 10%! Oh my god! Alaska is really strong, folks, and it's already getting a massive buff again. Oh my god. Oh man. Penetration of EP shell is increased by 5%. Okay. If you guys want to see what a Stalingrad looks like, it's basically Alaska, and so this buff is even more. Like, you can Citadel GKs reliably with Alaska already. And it's going to get a 5% buff and a 10%. It's going to get a artillery plotting room built in. Oh my god. Repair party reload time decreased from 60 to 50 seconds. HP second regeneration is increased by a third. Oh my god. They don't need this. It's already really strong. Oh god. Okay. Japan. Okay, we're getting a lot of Japan stuff here. Nagato. Speed increased to 26 knots. Wasn't it 25? That's like a 1 knot increase. I could be wrong by that. You can correct me in the comments below, but I don't think it's much of a speed increase. Rudder shift decreased from both hulls from 15.2 to 13.7. To 14.4. So it's going to have 12.9 rudder shift. Okay. You've cut off less than a second in your rudder shift. Yeah, so it's 15.2 to 13.7, 13.7 to 12.9. So you're literally less than a second. Okay. Not really much of a buff, really. It really needed a big dispersion buff, and it needed a big something to do with its speed and maneuverability. You're increasing it by 1 knot, and you're decreasing the rudder shift by a couple less than a second. That's really small compared to you gave Alaska a 10% dispersion buff, and then a 5% increase to its pen, and you're giving a Nagato a 1 knot increase and a less than a second rudder shift. Shell grouping increased by 2.5%. Yeah, 2.5% is way too much. Way too much. That's completely crazy. Okay. Tier 7 Kagero. Reload time of the WW2 is reduced from 101 seconds to 91 seconds. This is a good buff. Kagero needed this, and I'm really happy they're doing this. So thank you very much. Very good. Credit where credit's due. That was done well. Shell grouping for Yamato decreased by 5%. Don't like that. Yamato is very easily dealt with. It may not seem that way, but it hates HE. It burns really well. If you catch it broadside or you give it showing the cheek angle, it can get absolutely decimated. It's the easiest to kill legendary battleship if you catch it broadside. And even then, it's probably the easiest to burn down as well, with the exception of the GK being close second. But then again, just the Yamato is insanely good at getting burnt down. It's got such a massive health pool. It's such an such a easy boat to burn down. So yeah, I don't see why they're nerfing the guns again. I just don't see why they're nerfing the guns. No point. Rotation speed between guns decreased from 4.5 to oh wow, that's quite a big nerf. It's only 0.5 here, but you've only got 4 and 4.5 to work with. So yeah, it's like taking a bit, it's taking away a bit, a fair amount. I don't think that was needed. I really don't. I don't think this was a necessary nerf. It just feels like the Japanese get the short end of the stick when it comes to nerfs and buffs. Oh well. The buff guard's getting more. 2.5% shell grouping. Radius of max dispersion for main battery gun. 10%. Look at that. If only the Nagato got that. Rudder shift. Oh, okay. Here we go. This is what we needed. We needed a rudder shift buff for Vanguard so it can swing, get all of its guns, and then swing back and angle up. That's what it needed. This is good. Turpit's getting a buff, and torpedo tubes armor H against each shells increase. Very nice. Bismarck, just a 5% shell grouping. 5%. Okay. Even the Bismarck got more love than the Nagato. Wow. Okay, Nagato is like the least buffed ship so far, in terms of actually getting a buff. So we're getting a... What is this? It's dispersion maximum range increased by about 300 meters? Yeah. 300 meters. Shell grouping 5%. Okay, so everyone gets a better buff than Nagato. Reload time of the main guns decreased from 28 to 26. Okay, so the Nagato's got a 32-second reload, and this thing gets a 26-second reload. Okay, understandable. You're gonna buff its reload as well, because the 5% isn't enough, Okay, I didn't see why this needed this. The Champagne was already quite competitive. It's just, okay. So yeah, you're getting like a 2-second decrease in reload. You're getting a 300-meter range increase, and you're getting a 5% shell grouping buff. And it's already one of the most accurate ships that we have at range. And you're giving it more range so it can snipe even more effectively. Alright. Repair party is increased by 33%. Gascon's getting a buff. These are all really strong ships. These two French ships. It's just they're not as good as Jean Bart, but Jean Bart's redonkulously strong, that's why. Alright. USSR. Gnevany. Rotation speed between guns increased from 6 to 7. That is a big buff. That's good. An armor against these shells for steering gears and engine increase as well. This is welcome. Thank you very much for listening to our quality of life feedback. It wasn't obviously just me. This was a community thing, so regardless if I made that video, they probably would have done something regarding this. But thank you very much regardless. This is a very nice thing to do, and it's all appreciated. And additionally as well, Tashkent getting its heel. Hey, yes. Oh, to tell you folks, tell me what's going on. Community feedback right there. We asked for this and we got it. Brilliant. Leone. Exhaust smoke generator added. Okay. So we have a choice for exhaust smoke. I thought that was more unique to the Paolo, but okay. We're just going to get that a little bit. Feel bad for the Paolo there, but okay. The duration increased from 17 to 20 seconds for all Italian cruisers equipped with it. Okay. Along with the dispersion time being increased by 5 seconds. So you're getting a 5-second buff, and you're getting a 3 more second duration for the actual smoke itself. So every single puff lasts for 20 seconds instead of 17, and the consumable itself lasts for 35 instead of 30. At the same time, secondary guns aiming priorities were changed. Now enemy destroyers are more likely to be chosen as targets in case from the tier more options for the attacks. Again, manual secondaries when. Skill changes. Buffs. Before it's too late. Okay. Bonus to torpedo detectability increased. Level 1, 3 to 5. So we're getting a 2% increase. Are we? Oh, that's a 3%. Okay, level 4 is 15 instead of 10. Okay, so it's getting higher. Interesting. Flank speed has been improved. That's nice. You're getting instead of 5%, you're getting 3% rudder shift penalty. Marksmanship, okay. On level 4, you get instead of 10%, it goes to 5. That's good. That's good. That's nice. Mortar is now the same at every level at 4 instead of the 5 to 10. Okay, that's good. People will be using mortar more. It helped my tash count out a little bit. Malicious bonus speed, bonus increase a lot with buff ranging from 2 to 5 instead of the 1 to 4. Okay. So malicious will be faster. Will actually make your ship faster. It'll do more now. Evil sparks, useless skill. Let's see what this done. Decrease. So the damage you get is like a whopping 55 to 40, and then they've done it to 35 to 20, which is again, it's nice. I'm not sure I'll still use it. I don't think you never needed it for Akazuki. Oh, excuse me. I never needed it for Akazuki's. I don't think I'll ever need it, but you never know. Running with scissors, legendary skill. Penalty to dispersion of main battery on levels 3 and 4 were changed to from 7 to 10 to 5 to 6. So we're getting a decent-ish buff, but it's still a bad skill. You don't like a skill that buffs your decreases your dispersion. You don't like that usually. Now, this is a really important one, okay, guys, and we're going to get a lot of hate for this, okay? Fragile threat, bonus to destroyers, concealment decreased, so it's gone down from 10% to 8%, so it's a 2% reduction, folks, okay? So fragile threat is even less of a pick. I don't recommend it before because it takes off 10% of your health. Basically means you've been hit at the start of the game. It's just not worth it, really. And now it's even less worth it, which is really good, I think, in my opinion. Ingenious reduced for 0.2 second per second every level. It was a very strong skill. If you had Ingenious and you didn't, there's a sizable difference. So I guess that's okay. I'm not really against or for this buff, so this nerf. So yeah. Alright. Hide and seek, Swersky's base trait is decreased on every level of skill. Max bonus is now 4% instead of 5. Very good. And same with Bay, instead of 5 is 5 now instead of 6. So we're getting a 2% debuff on Destroyer Concealment, and if you're using Fragile Threat, another 2%. I think that's really good. Destroyers, as much as a lot of people, I'm going to say, not going to take that right back, not you all, a lot of people think DDs are still very, 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 very strong, borderline overpowered. So buffing, nerfing their concealment a little bit makes them very much cool. Remember, a lot of destroyers are in the 4s. There are destroyer players who have under 4 kilometer detection. Under 5 kilometer detection at tier 7 and all that. It's disgusting. It's absolutely crazy. You can get on top of ships and then torpedo them, and they still don't know where you are. So I think this is a fair buff, a fair nerf, and it's really realistically, it's not going to affect the torpedo boats because they have plenty torpedo safety net range. You know, they've got plenty of time. So I'm not too fussed about this thing, and I will actually welcome it. So thank you very much for trying to fix the DD overlords taking over, because CVs aren't accounted to DDs, CVs are accounted to everything. So, but yeah, we're not going to go into that. That's a whole different thing. Oklahoma project depreciating. So guys, go on the project, research one bit, and then that's it. Okay, then you do it whenever you want, but make sure you research it. Research it for at least a moment. Okay. Make sure you research for these moments so you can finish it. Otherwise, you're going to lose that chance to get to Oklahoma and all those perma camos. Okay, now bug fixes, no micro shift icons, and then select inspiration menu. Unintended spotlights and water. Okay. Okay. Vertical camera. Okay. Premium ships this update. Oh no. We're getting the first premium CV. Oh no. What this means, folks, is that they're happy with how CVs are, and they're not going to change it because they don't like to nerf premiums because people paid real money for them, which means they're not going to nerf CVs anytime soon because they've released a new premium CV. That's why they're holding off, so they get the balancing right for CVs, and they've done it now. They've made a premium, so This premium won't change, and it's going to basically be the same for every other premium. I don't think carriers are going to change too much, unfortunately. I think they're still very powerful, but okay. Because we did that. So the Zuho, Tier 5 Japanese aircraft carrier. So it's going to replace the Ryujo. Excellent concealment for the aircraft. Oh no, so you're getting spotted by something you can't even see. That's always good. Alright, Tier 6 American destroyer, Charles F. Hughes. That's gonna be a tongue twister for some people. Charles F. and then, you know, Hughes. Okay. Alright. For the extensive range of red, white and blue destroyers, providing a lot of torpedoes to launch at your foes. Alright, so it's going to be another Tier 6 torpedo boat. So Benham, eat your heart out. Alright, legendary is just Tier Soviet cruiser Stalingrad for 2 million global XP. Yes, we know, 2 million. Holy crap. Now, I'm going to go what they just talk about it, and then I'll talk about it real quick. So, realize this is a very unusual way of delivery for a legendary ship, but also felt it's time to try something new. Only a handful of players will be able to get it right away. We know a lot among you have multiple global XP ships, so while it's certainly a long time goal, it is not beyond the horizon. Also, considering Stalingrad is our first non-Bureau legendary ship, we're making her available with a permanent camo from the get-go. When it comes to what this ship is, think of a huge cruiser with 12-inch 305 Alaska caliber guns, offering excellent performance with AP shells, serious HP pool, and quite a bit of speed, and a choice between defensive AA and radar to boot. Also note Stalingrad is not a premium ship, okay, but simply a ship of legendary tier, so changes to her performance are very much possible and even likely. Please consider that before making a purchase. Okay, so yes, spend this autumn. 2 million global XP is a bit pricey, don't get me wrong, but I think it's a good goal for people to work towards, and I can comfortably say, excluding the people who just whale every ship they find, you're not going to have many bad players playing a Stalingrad. You're going to have a lot of people who at least invested and played the game enough to get 2 million global XP. So I think they're going to be reasonably well skilled, and I think people who play the Stalingrad, bar the people who just straight up buy it, I think they'll be relatively good players, and I think that'll be a very good thing for legendary tier, as some sort of form of gatekeeping for the higher tiers, which is sometimes needed, because when you're playing at these high levels, you don't want to be fighting, you don't want to be having potato teammates. So the higher the tier usually is the more disencouragement for the less veteran players to play them, but this is a good way of basically saying, you're not ready for this boat just yet, so just keep grinding, keep improving yourself, and eventually you'll get there. So I think that's a very strong way, and it's a very good way. Kind of a short patch note, but a lot was in it here. Fragile Threat nerf was good. Yeah, I think this is all interesting. Poor Nagato, man. Everyone's getting all the buffs left, right, and center, and Nagato got a 2.5% shell gripping buff, and then a 1 knot increase, and like a less than a second rudder shift. And the buff guard got a, rudder shift, 2.5, and then a freaking artillery plotting room built in. Ay. Alaska is, if you guys want to play Stalingrad, I'm just honestly I'm thinking Alaska is just straight the same, if not slightly less bad. I don't know, but yeah, that's max dispersion 10%. That is insane. And then you're increasing their penetration as well, just insane. All right, folks, that's me here. Hope you guys enjoyed. This was my overview of the update, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye for now.